I notice that I always lean into the camera when it starts, so I'm purposely going to start here this time.
What does that mean?
It means I'm not going to lean in and shout, "Welcome to Notes with Jack." I'm going to start right here because I
Don't
lean
you
in
think
too
you should
much.
wake people up a little bit? I think
All right.
maybe.
All right, you're the boss. Uh, Welcome everyone to this episode of Notes with Jack. My name is Alan Fox. This is episode 22, and I am here with the director of the 2018 Broadway production of Carousel.
Oh,
His name, back from his super secret mission in a place that shall be named later.
but
His
the initials are L.A.
yeah, yeah, his name's Jack O'Brien.
Hello, everyone. I'm still standing after all these years.
Tell me about Carousel. What do you remember about Carousel?
Well, first of all, that's such a complicated thing to say. Because don't forget, I'm sort of sitting here with you because of Carousel. Then at the University of Michigan in 1958, my fraternity brother, Joel Boyden, who I think is passed, who was a big, heavy, a massive player on the University of Michigan football team, had a tiny little tenor voice, really beautiful little tenor voice, a little tiny one.
Sure.
And he was cast as Mr. Snow. And he was going into law school at that time and suddenly realized he'd bitten off more than he could chew and he had to drop out. And they were starting. And they said, "What are we going to do?" And he said, "I'm sending you my fraternity brother. He can do it." And so I went down, and some people in the audience will understand this. The top note of that score for Mr. Snow is A. And that's above middle C, above the C, above middle C.
Yeah.
It's a hard note.
Yeah. Do you have that range?
I had it. Yeah,
Okay.
I had it. And my beloved Judy Herrick, who has proceeded, is also gone.
Yeah.
She was the Carrie Pipperidge.
Right.
And I got stronger as the week went along.
Yeah.
There were only 5 performances, and she was like gasping because we were kids, But anyway, I mean, that is a great seminal piece for me.
Yeah.
And I love it very, very much. And so when Scott Rudin asked me to do it,
yeah,
the only thing he said,
sorry, not to cut you off. You'd never directed it before. 2018 was the first time you've done it? Okay.
No, I never touched it.
Okay.
Never had the opportunity.
Sure.
It's a very hard piece because of the domestic violence. Yeah. And then he cast Josh Henry, this gorgeous, big, black singer, as Billy.
Yeah, yeah.
So not only do we have domestic violence, we have miscegenated. You can imagine. It's like every nightmare cliche on both sides of the aisle.
Right.
And Renee Fleming was making her Broadway debut as Nellie.
Sure.
But it was already perceived that the choreography would be done by name, help me.
Last name Peck. I feel like I hear you talk about
Justin Peck.
Yeah.
And this was his Broadway debut. And he won the Tony. He did unbelievable things.
Yeah.
And it was this is food for maybe another talk because it was a compromise situation for me in which Scott and I did not finally agree on what he as a producer wanted. And he loaded it to make it even more violent and darker than it was.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we went to work and interpolated into it some really interesting things.
Yeah.
Justin said to me, first of all, there is a character.
Why didn't you want it darker? What do you remember? Like what the impetus was?
I was concerned about this famous line in the play that I think we cut it. Now I think you have to cut it.
Yeah.
When Louise says to her mother, Is it possible that somebody can hit you very, very hard and you don't feel it?
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
goes back to Molnar,
Yeah.
to Lilium, which is
Yeah.
the source material. So
had the Weinstein stuff happened by 2018? Like, was this I mean, this was kind of in the maybe that was a
no,
little bit before. Okay,
it
so it
was
wasn't quite right. Okay.
no, it wasn't. But
Okay.
it's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's still in the zeitgeist. So yeah, it's a dangerous thing to play with on stage.
Also, may I say, of all of the canon of Rodgers and Hammerstein,
Yeah.
this is the least successful.
Huh.
Because even though the score is beyond gorgeous,
Yeah.
If I Loved You, is there a better song ever written?
Yeah.
Um, even though that score is unbelievable,
Yeah.
it also has this terrible domestic violence thing about it, and so it's never really embraced in the way their other works,
Yeah.
including The Sound of Music,
Yeah.
have been.
Yeah.
But Justin had this one. Jason, that's your producer. It's going to be tough sledding today. Justin had this idea for heaven.
Yeah.
Now, please understand when I started to say there's a character called the Star Keeper who comes in at the end.
Yeah.
And there's a clothesline, and he's putting stars on a clothesline with clothespins.
Huh.
And Billy, he's in heaven.
Yeah.
And Billy, he's the one who lets Billy come back and try to make up for the way he treated his daughter and the way he treated his wife.
Yeah.
Well, I thought to myself, so it's not. I wasn't looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So Justin says, I want to show you something. So he shows me. He brings the dancers in, and they make a kind of construct of their bodies, like a little caveway.
Huh.
And so people could walk in between them as if they were going somewhere.
Yeah.
And they would reconfigure them. Oh, it was so beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's so Justin Peck.
Yeah.
And so suddenly I thought, of course, we're going to do that, right? No one's ever done that before.
Right.
Then I thought, a black Billy.
Yeah.
I can't have a white man telling him what to do.
Right.
And particularly this black man.
Right.
Because Josh Henry is this gorgeous, complete package of intelligence and beauty and skill as an actor. He's superb. So I got this idea. I started. Now, once again, I should have done my homework because the names. This is so bad.
That's all right.
Well, no, it is bad if this actor's hearing this podcast and says,
"Yeah, well, you're about to say how great of a job he did, so we'll
Well, I am,
but we'll find the name later."
He's the reigning black character actor now, and he has a huge part on the television thing, the Gilded Cage. I mean, the Gilded Age.
Yeah.
God, what a truly great man Freud was. Anyway, I started the show with this black angel.
Yeah.
Who's and then I did this really cool thing. He would be in various scenes, but he wouldn't speak and no one could see him. I mean, the audience could see him.
Yeah.
But he was a presence in the show. It was so beautiful. I can't tell you.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
No one
Yeah.
ever mentioned what we did.
Huh.
No review that we got. We got wonderful reviews.
Yeah.
Because there's Renee Fleming and there's Jesse,
Yeah.
I mean, what's her face? Menendez. Jeremiah, can you help me? Lindsay Mendez played Judy James' part, Carrie Pipperidge. She won the Tony.
Yeah.
I mean, it was lavish. It was lavish.
Yeah.
And may I say something? I have to say this because sometimes I can't really deal with this. At one of the performances up the aisle came my friend John Lithgow, who's no dummy.
Yeah.
and he knelt and lay down in front of me.
I gotta feel like that's better than any review.
Yeah, I do too.
Right.
Now that's not uncommon.
Right.
You would think it would be.
A lot of people lay at your feet. Is
Well,
what you're trying to
let
tell
me.
us.
The famous Marion Seldes,
Right.
who was teaching at Juilliard, who was
Right.
extravagant beyond belief.
Yeah.
Years ago at Stratford, Ontario, which we've talked about before,
Yeah.
mentioned on this,
Yeah.
the John Houseman
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Brian Bedford decided he would do the uncut Hamlet.
Okay.
Even Shakespeare doesn't want to do the uncut
Right.
Hamlet.
Right.
I mean,
right.
you can't do it because over the hundreds of years, they revise things, they switch things.
Yeah.
My favorite soliloquy, how all occasions do inform against me and spare my dull revenge. I mean, you can't do that
Right.
unless you do a certain another edit
Right.
in which you have to take something else out.
Right.
Nobody does it. It's 4 hours long, right?
Right. Right.
Brian damn Bedford, God rest his soul, decides I'm going to do it. So
Right.
he does it at Stratford.
Right.
And I go backstage to see him.
Yeah.
And I stepped on Marion Seldes, who was on the floor.
Sure.
She is Marion Seldes, again, who is extravagant beyond belief.
Right.
She gets down and prostrates herself, as John Lithgow did
Sure.
to me in the aisle of the theater.
Sure.
She goes down on her, it's prostate, and
Yeah.
I stepped on the woman, stepped on her. She squealed. Of course she did, you know. It was humiliating.
All right. Well, let's.
But the actor I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember, John Douglas Thompson.
Amazing. John Douglas Thompson did a great job as the star keeper.
And it was a part that I had to convince him to play because it's
Right.
not written that way.
Right.
And he
right.
trusted me, and he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you about John Douglas Thompson.
Yeah.
This is always a
And then-
problem. I don't know if it's a problem from you,
Yeah.
but people who have all first names,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little difficult.
I sort of want my mommy. I
Yeah.
want to run away.
It's harder. Well, I actually have
can't
trouble
do it.
I have trouble with everyone's names too. And I'm saying that as a
It's so
sort of,
nice of you. You're
Yeah.
just being nice to me.
No, I really do. As we get into The Sound of Music, which is what I want to turn to now.
Okay.
Know that the characters' names, I'm sure I'm going to botch. I'm sure I'm going to botch as we move through it. But with that being said, part of the reason I want to... Go ahead.
I know this one, so this is going to be okay. I'm just rehearsing. I'm rehearsing this one.
Yeah.
There's Jeremiah is sort of making signals to me. Don't you love that he's like a spirit in this?
Yeah,
and we
man.
evoke him all the time, and no one's ever seen him.
He's your star keeper.
He is mine. He's more than yes.
He's your star keeper.
He's my everything. He's not my boyfriend.
Right.
That's true, but anyway.
Right. One day we'll get Jeremiah on here.
I think maybe, or not. Maybe he's like a mystical spirit. Maybe he becomes like a metaphor for universal help.
Sure. Yeah. No. Everyone needs.
They won't call it, universal coverage anymore. They'll call it Jeremiah.
That's true. And everyone
medical help.
Everyone should be grateful for their Jeremiah.
I think so.
I think so too.
Okay.
I'm grateful for your Jeremiah.
I'm sorry. I'm just a little crazy today.
I love it. I love it. But what I do want to talk about is The Sound of Music, man. Because what's my favorite thing to say on here?
Time is a circle.
Time is a circle. All right. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. This isn't a great example of time is a circle, but I was blown away when I started researching because I told you I've never seen The Sound of Music, the play. I don't think I've ever seen.
It's not a play. It's not a play. The play is called Lilium.
Lilium. Okay. I've never seen the musical.
Right.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I've never seen the movie. Now, I know how much my mom likes the movie, so was it necessarily on at some point? Maybe. But I don't have.
Isn't that Gordon McRae and Shirley Jones?
What?
In the movie?
Of The Sound of Music?
Oh, Sound of Music.
Yeah.
I'm back thinking Lilium and okay. Sorry.
No.
I didn't. I was back in the other theater. I was back with John Douglas Thomas.
No, in Carousel. No, look,
I was
getting
in
out
Carousel.
of that.
Oh my God. Okay.
We're getting out of that. I haven't seen
Wait a minute. I'm okay now. I found it.
Okay. I haven't seen the musical of The Sound of Music.
Okay.
I haven't seen the movie. So
wow.
I asked you. Well, that's
you may
what I'm
be
saying.
the only American child who
well,
hasn't seen it.
I like to be unique. I read it. I asked you if I could read it. You sent it to me. I did read it, and I did some research.
Yeah.
Did you know The Sound of Music was originally based on a book?
Yes.
And do you know that the way that the stage director that ended up going to Rodgers and Hammerstein had the idea for a musical was by seeing a German film that was based on the original memoir?
Now, wait a minute. Now, just a minute. You mean the man who directed this production originally?
I don't know if he directed it. So basically what I found was in 1949 there was a memoir from Marion von Trapp that was basically the story of the Von Trapp family singers, which was
That's right.
originally kind of the initial IP.
This is
And
that. It's based on a true story.
right. And so then a guy named Vincent Donahue,
Oh, Jesus.
he saw a 1956 West German film that was
Where
based on that memoir about the Trapp family. It was called The Trapp Family.
can we hold here?
We can.
How? Where did you get that fact?
I found this on Wikipedia. I found it
Be-
when I was looking up The Sound of Music.
Okay, because I'm going to give you. You finish this thought,
Okay.
and then I'm going to give you an antithetical research
Point.
situation.
Okay. Which is
That
makes the
mine
world
is
go
more,
round.
well, mine is much more intuitive, basically on
Sure.
my instinct about theater.
Right.
But Vincent Donahue, you go ahead. With
Yeah.
that fucking Vincent Donahue shit.
I'm not saying he necessarily directed it. I don't know who directed the original musical. You
He
probably
did.
do. He did. Okay, well, basically what happened was, if this story was correct, he saw a West German movie about the Von Trapp family, and he
Okay.
came back to producers in America and said, we can do a, I think it was originally conceived as more of a play with a couple songs, and ultimately became the musical that it would be.
Couple songs became a musical. That is true. I remember that.
Okay, so I got a feeling the rest of it might be true. And here's why I'm bringing it up, and here's where my time as a circle mic drop comes, and then I want you to tell me. Last episode, we talked about Highest to Lowest,
Yeah.
which started as
Yeah.
a book,
Yeah.
became a foreign language film,
Yeah. Sure.
and then it was adapted. It was tried to be adapted into an American movie. So here you are, me and you, 50
We're-
years apart, going
Uh,
through the same process with projects that had done this.
We are the only two people in the world who cares about this.
No,
About
I
that.
think more people care because everyone's going to look at their life. That's my goal with this podcast.
I know it is. I know
All right,
it is.
so let's get into it. What was your
Okay,
story about that?
my addendum.
Yeah.
Vincent Donahue was Mary Martin's television director.
Hmm.
He was a television director.
Yeah.
Now, there is this tiny bell ringing in my mind that says the property was brought to Rodgers and Hammerstein,
Hmm.
which means that they didn't initiate this. I think that makes sense to me.
Hmm.
When I started doing my own research on this,
Yeah.
because I didn't know why I should do this piece.
Yeah.
It was a famous piece. It's now 60 years old this year.
Yeah.
Why did they want me to do this? I mean, it's done. It's nothing for me to do. And at the time, the head of R&H was Ted Chapin, who was a friend of mine, who now Sean Laverdese, but it's turned hands. But he remained a good friend.
Yeah.
He was the one who came after me. And he said, I want you to read this book. And he sent it to me.
Hmm.
And I thought to myself, I opened the script, and it said The Sound of Music and the book is by Lindsay and Krause,
Yeah.
Howard Lindsay and Russell Krause,
Yeah.
who were bona fide playwrights,
Yeah.
who did, they did Life with Father.
Sure.
At that time, the longest play that ever played on Broadway. I think they did a World War II piece. They were masterful writers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please, so Mary Martin got Vincent, the producers, to hire Vincent Donahue as the director. I don't think he ever did another musical.
Huh.
Now, what was mystifying to me is,
Yeah.
just prior to this, Mary Martin and Ezio Pinza had been in Rodgers and Hammerstein's South Pacific, which was the Hamilton of its day.
Yeah.
Even I think they wrote a line saying, "And South Pacific is a terrific show, they say. I hope to see it close one day." I mean, that's not even in the show. That's somebody else. That's another song.
Sure.
Yeah, that's Manhattan.
Yeah.
That's probably Larry Hart. It's Larry Hart, yeah. Anyway, bottom line. Why did they've had this huge hit?
Yeah.
Why did Josh Logan,
Yeah.
the then reigning director of his time, who
Yeah.
did everything,
Yeah.
why didn't he do this piece?
Probably because Vincent Donahue found it.
Well, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. I'm now allowing myself not to be arrogant in
Yeah.
front of you.
What's your instinct say? As a director, why wouldn't you do it?
Why?
If you had just done South Pacific, that question of why wouldn't, because he did South Pacific, right? You're saying that director, and then he did.
Josh Logan did.
Yeah, so Josh Logan did South Pacific, and then he wouldn't follow Mary Martin to The Sound of Music as a director. Why wouldn't you do that?
Well, I probably would do that. I mean, I had, because I ran a theater for 25 years.
Yeah.
I had to prevent myself from doing just that.
Yeah.
Getting my best friends to do a show with me. I thought that was unfair to the community and unfair to the art.
Yeah.
That if I was a steward of a theater, meant everybody should be able to come and work there, not just the people I had success with.
Yeah.
Josh Logan was bipolar.
Huh.
And I think he was having a lot, and late in his life, and Ellis was bipolar, so I know something of this.
Sure.
They have trouble hanging on to it.
Yeah.
And it just may be, for all intents and purposes, they're all gone now. We're not saying, speaking ill of the dead, but he was probably a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And so, okay. Should we go on? I guess we could. I don't know where to go with this.
I know where we're going.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's interesting to hear that. Do you also think, because I thought about this when you were talking, do you think working with different people helps you grow more? Or do you think sticking with people you're comfortable with helps you grow more?
No. It's what I call doubling in brass. If you, this is why it goes wrong.
Yeah.
I offered Spike Lee and Denzel Washington as an example to you.
Right.
That they become overly familiar, and then they're angry with each other, and so there's a hiatus.
Right.
What's that adage? Familiarity breeds contempt.
Interesting. Yeah.
So so the idea of, you do want to go back to the people. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
The team that I assembled 2 years ago is doing The Sound of Music, and we are ecstatic back together. We love being together.
Yeah.
And we laugh, and we have new insights, and everybody wants their work to be better this time and do different things. And we're sort of approaching it completely open. But that's rare for me.
Yeah.
I'm also looking at a possible revival of Hairspray that wants to come back now.
Yeah.
And will that be the original team? Maybe not. Because it's not a diverse team.
Yeah.
And we'd have to find people of color and women and all sorts of things. You got to start opening the windows.
I wonder if it's different for you as a director. Because a lot of times actors and actresses like to work with the same directors, and I think that comes from trusting their you're the guy at the top of the mountain, so it's okay for you to want to pull in new pieces to help things grow. I think a lot of times actors and actresses, because it is such a how do I want to put it? Because sometimes I think you just don't know, and you need that outside set of eyes that you really trust. I wonder if it would be different for Mary Martin in that situation, maybe.
I think that's a very good point. And I think I conscientiously am a good time as a director.
Yeah. And as a friend. Yeah.
Well, as a friend. Well, I mean, yes, I am.
Yeah.
I think I really do try to give you my best.
Yeah.
And if we're having dinner, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I remember my friend Marcia Maestas saying she went, I think it was Tony Richardson, who was married to Vanessa Redgrave at the time.
Yeah.
And she was invited to Saint-Tropez early in her career. And he said, basically, be prepared to offer anecdotes and stuff at the day. In other words, sing for your supper.
Sure.
And that made a profound effect on her and on me as well. I think to myself, I mean, do we do this, or is it?
Right.
Oh, no.
Right.
Was that a bad day? Whatever.
Right. It's a little bit of performance, but it's good. I think that's how you should go through life, honestly. I wish I had more of that in me.
that thing I just did.
No, I wish I had more of
Oh,
that, like
yeah,
me, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like singing for your supper. Like
Show up,
I'm,
give us your
yeah,
best shot.
yeah, yeah.
Well, how do we get onto that?
I don't know, man. You're just taking us on a journey. Let's get back to the sound of music. Why
Please.
does it? Okay, so basically, just so everyone knows, you've started, and I don't want to go too much into process till we get a little bit later, but you started with the children, right? Versus the adults, and there was a reason for that. You were
And
telling me
well,
because
they
you're
have to
starting. Just so people know, you're starting rehearsals now. This is like day two, right? Day three,
day two, day
day
two.
two. Okay, and you've done this before. It's been touring, but this is sort of a
It,
what would
uh, uh,
reconceptualization, reworking? Like
it's
what's going on before you
it's
go to the
all
Kennedy
it's all
Center?
it's all new people.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
It has nothing. And also Douglas Schmidt has had done a couple of new drops
Yeah.
where we've enhanced it.
Okay.
This is meant to tour. It's a major tour
Yeah.
for
Yeah. Yeah.
2 years. I
Okay.
mean, it's in Toronto for like 6 weeks over the
Wow.
holidays,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's where instead of popping along, this production sits down for a
Yeah.
while
Huh.
at various wonderful places. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful tour,
Yeah.
and for 2 years they're out there doing that.
Yeah.
And then they recast it with non-equity people and do it again.
Yeah.
So this is a choice gig.
Yeah. Why do you think why I mean because they know it's going to resonate 60 years later. Why do you think that is? That's the number one question I wanted to ask myself before I read the script, and I had some thoughts, but I'm curious, like, what makes the sound of music stand this test of time? Do you think?
It's a complicated and a very valuable question,
Yeah.
and I don't know that I can do this very well. But there are in the world there are creative things. Let's just stay with opera and musical theater.
Yeah.
There are hits,
Yeah.
and we don't know how they're going to happen or that they're going to be hits.
Yeah.
But there's something called Tosca that Puccini wrote.
Yeah.
That is a showcase. The music is gorgeous. The story is fantastic.
Yeah.
The parts are really great to sing. People want to see Tosca.
Yeah.
Hamilton, the closest thing in our recent history to be a blue chip stock.
Yeah.
Hamilton is great.
Yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda and his collaborators found the zeitgeist, and they did something original and sexy and dangerous and fun and hip hop and everything, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't know that there'll ever be another one like that,
Right.
or that there can be another one like that.
Right.
It's sort of a one-off.
Yeah.
But the great pieces are one-off.
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, that Shakespeare had a list of them.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But
Yeah.
most of us don't. As I've said, my obituary, which should be coming along at any minute. I know what I know. Jack O'Brien, director of Hairspray,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
dead. Finally,
Right. But do you think
a stake through the heart was not involved, although it was rumored?
Right. Right. Well, but so do you think the sound of music, because I kept thinking like the music obviously is iconic. I was impressed by how good the story was written. And when I say that, one thing, and this is a sort of like inside baseball thing that really stuck out to me, being distrustful and rebelling against authority never goes out of style. Do you know what I mean? Because typically once a force becomes authority, it's time to go back the other direction a little bit. And that's how life continually balances itself.
Sure is.
And what I thought was so interesting, because going into it, I thought to myself, like, oh, I know that there is, Nazi Germany influences in it, but I didn't really, it's interesting with Maria rebelling from the church, the ultimate authority. You know what I mean? She's sort of doing the same thing that the captain does at the end. And even like the 16 going on 17 setup with those two kids, like, again, it's like there's the rebelling of this male hierarchy, female lower thing. It's like everything in the story works together to tell a story about trusting yourself over submitting to authority. And I was really taken by that.
That's one important element.
Yeah.
And you as a writer would immediately see that and give it value, because you must admit the scenes are very intelligently written.
Very. Very.
They're not very often performed that way.
Right.
And because the score happens to be one of the great
Right.
ones that they did.
Right.
The story has children in it.
Right.
It has the boogaboo of Nazis coming into power.
Yeah.
There's the threat of death
Yeah.
hovering over it. It's like a penny dreadful.
Yeah.
That's it. And so there are these works
Mm-hmm.
that exist almost outside the canon that will renew themselves because they not only have that one element that you're talking about and that are clever enough and insightful enough to say, wow, I mean, there's nothing more dismissible than the book of a musical.
Right. Right.
And there are very few people who do
Yeah.
it well.
Well, and that's actually why I was so surprised, because I was going into it, this might be the first, other than Shucked, this is probably the first theater musical I've ever read. So I was kind of, and I had this sort of idea about how it would be done and blah, 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 blah. And as long as we get to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, everything's going to be great, right? We just got to get to that. And then I start reading it and I was like, oh man, this is really structured well. And it's really interesting how it unfolds, like you said. And I want to tee that up, for you were talking to me earlier about how as you start this process with people, with the actors, what were you talking? You were saying like week one, this first time, you got to work on rushing ahead. You were telling me like,
we're not being very clear.
Okay.
Let me see if I can help us.
Okay.
One of the hardest things to do in the theater as a director is to go through the audition process. Because you have to sit in a room, with your colleagues, in front of these people who come in, and they read scenes for you, or they sing the number.
Yeah.
And so you have to have that voice, and you have to have that comic, and you have to have somebody who can get that joke. And so over and over and over, you sit there with your coffee or your Dr. Pepper or whatever it is, and I
appreciate that shout out.
We might have a sponsor.
Right.
We might have a sponsor.
Right.
And these people, God bless them. I mean, now things are put on tape. You're not even in the room with them, which I find appalling.
Yeah.
Because I have to be with somebody to figure out if we get each other.
And it's the theater. The performance is in the room. Like,
exactly,
you know what I mean?
Right. But now, because of money and all that and time,
sure.
people put their scenes on a screen and you watch an audition tape.
Yeah.
And it's driving certainly my generation up the wall. I think the younger kids are used to it, but I'm not sure it's not going to bear bad fruit down the way, because you don't get to interact.
Yeah.
And also the thing about the theater that is so galvanizing is you're there.
Yeah.
There's not a damn thing you can do. The curtain goes up and you're stuck unless you get up and walk out.
Yeah.
And they have you.
Yeah.
Or they don't.
Yeah.
And if they have you, you are like transported.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're out, $500 or something. Not good. Anyway, so there's so many thoughts right now. I'm trying so hard to get to your point. But the point is, I've heard these auditions now over 10 years, replacements, what have you. And then we had to start again, because this is now another entirely different company who will never have done it.
Yeah.
You get really tired of these auditions.
Yeah.
And I have to say this gently and carefully, everybody doesn't belong on Broadway.
Right.
So everybody's not going to be right for the part.
Right.
Or even good enough to do it.
Right.
We never get tired of hearing these words. And not only that, Alan, we're most often moved by what we're hearing.
Sure.
That is class.
Yeah.
That doesn't, that's Hamilton, that's South Pacific, that's the great pieces. That's Tosca, that's Mozart, that's Shakespeare.
Yeah.
The great pieces speak with such clarion, unbelievably authority.
Yeah.
That you are humbled and you shut up to hear something coming at you.
Yeah.
that stops you in your tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. So just briefly then, as you move into starting this, go ahead.
So the problem
Yeah.
is with a great piece that everybody knows,
Yeah.
except for you,
Except for me,
the
right?
one human being
My audition
that
would have been wild.
I managed to get on camera with somebody who's does not seen anything I've ever done.
I saw
But
Carousel.
you did?
Yeah.
You saw my character?
We had just met each other through Safe Space, and I came to see it.
Is that right?
I saw Carousel, I saw All My Sons, and then I saw Safe Space. Those were the three. Those were the three you did, and
The three great hits.
the three, right? Yeah. Two and a possible two.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, so
Okay. Anyway, the problem is, as a myth, it's in now everybody's DNA. Everybody thinks that The Sound of Music is the movie now.
right.
They think that it's Julie Andrews and Chris Plummer, and that's the story. And the truth of the matter is, which is really why I'm doing this,
Yeah.
why I capitulated and
Yeah.
said yes, I will,
Yeah.
because the creators hated the movie,
Huh.
actively hated it, because
Yeah.
I thought Robert Wise, who directed the film, took many too many liberties, changed locations, cut scenes, cut songs. And if you look at it now, it's a very 60s movie
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a very sort of 60s ooga booga.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's all love each other.
It looks kind of, and it kind of feels, I don't know why I say this, but I actually, so I take that back. I've seen clips of the movie on YouTube because I was listening to the scenes, or like clips of things, and it feels kind of like the Brady Bunch.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it
Yep.
feels like the Brady Bunch.
Right. Upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And it's not the Brady Bunch.
Right. Right.
It's highly political.
Yeah.
And it is so timely right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're all blown away. Those of us who know this piece, who love this piece,
Yeah.
who are excited because for me, it has been given to me at this point in my life to rebrand an American classic. By that I mean, I don't have to do the Mary Martin version.
Yeah.
We're doing it. I'm going back to the wood. I'm taking the varnish off. We're asking questions.
Yeah.
We're sort of exposing nerve ends.
Yeah.
Mary Martin was 44 years old when she created this part
Yeah.
of an novitiate who was 19 or 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Julie was 30 when she played it.
Hmm.
When I did this version originally 2 years, or a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, I found this girl at Pace College who was a sophomore.
Hmm.
And they were lining me up with all of these little Mary Martin puppets that were coming in with their guitar.
Yeah.
And I said, I want a girl jock.
Yeah.
I want a girl. I want a girl who plays field hockey.
Right.
I do.
What was the thought? What was the thought behind that?
Because the kids, she's got to be unlikely.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
In other words, I am smart enough to know I've got to load this in a way that you have to listen again.
Yeah.
Because if it's the perfect couple, and this is what I said to them yesterday, the captain, Kevin and Kaylee, my two new actors, they were there because they work with the children, and we have to start the children early, and we have to teach the children, and you also have to, you can't have them for a long time.
Sure.
They can't sustain, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So you have a whole week with the kids to sort of get them up to speed and play with them and have fun with them and get them to relax.
You're basically Maria, is what I'm hearing. You're basically coming into these strange children and having to win them over with a good time and a performance.
How do I look?
Yeah. Man. You look like a jock. You look like a field hockey player.
Yeah. Well, also, I have to tell you, the other thing is that I remember when I was a kid, in the summers in Michigan, they had these public playgrounds, and they had a whole life force of young men and women who sort of took the playgrounds over, and you were too young to work.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do all day in the summer? We went to the playground.
Sure.
And there were these people from the various departments and local departments, and they were like the men and women, the boys and girls, they were like in college, and they were like maybe 5 years older than we were. Alan, you fall in love.
Yeah.
There's this older guy or this older girl
Yeah.
who are paying complete attention to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're helping you have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
And they're sophisticated and they're sexy, very sexy, because they're in college.
The skin.
The skin alone. Oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God.
I remember you telling me that about college, the skin. You remember everyone in college because their skin.
Even the nerds are beautiful.
Even the nerds are beautiful.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So you know, I was rapt.
Yeah.
And so they weren't my peers.
Yeah.
And they weren't my parents.
Yeah.
Or they're my cousins. They were this other world of young men and women who were sexy and knowledgeable and cool.
Yeah.
And determined for us to have a great time.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted on stage.
That's so great, man. Because also from their perspective, because they're only 5 or 6 years older, they don't treat you like a child in the same way that an adult does, right?
No.
Which speaks to the character in the musical.
So yesterday with the children, we're
Yeah.
asking them questions.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Who do you think that is? How, trying to develop their ability to
Yeah.
have a backstory so that they're the character, not themselves.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about the other women who had been nannies for them because the mother had died maybe 10 years earlier.
Mm-hmm.
She'd had 7 children. She obviously died. I think she died in childbirth. The husband, who's the naval,
it's never said in the musical, is it?
None of it
I
is.
just thought
This
that.
is all-
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And the husband, who's a naval officer, had 7, and there was music. They played, they sang. Then she died, and he just shut down.
Mm.
And I think he thought, and I'm talking to the actors this way,
Yeah.
I think he thought it was his transgression.
Sure.
Sure. That he left everything at home, went off. He didn't pay enough attention, and he made the mistake of not paying attention, and she died.
Yeah.
And he shut down. So he hires he's out at sea half the time.
Yeah.
So he hires, who does he hire? Who is available? A sort of widow, older spinster, people, educated kind of people, maybe a lapsed nun, who knows? But they're none of them under 38.
Yeah.
And then a 19-year-old girl walks in with a guitar.
Yeah.
That's don't you want to see that show?
Dude, that's so much better than the Brady Bunch in the mountains.
And what is the first thing she says? I'm going to teach you to sing. Do, a deer, a female deer. Do you know in China, they know that song in English? And when Sound of Music went to China last year, when I went to Hong Kong to see it, they asked after the curtain call, could they do a sing-along with the audience? So all of those Chinese people who apparently we don't give a shit about, and we're trying to get their tariffs or something, stand up and sing with joy.
Yeah.
Do, a deer, a female deer. If there is a saving of the world, that's the way it's going to be saved.
Yeah, no, I because everyone, I mean, like we kind of started off with, everyone understands what it's like to be under an authority that you don't trust and or resonate with, and to want to do something different.
And the antithesis is music and laughter.
Yeah. Dude, you know what else I want to wrap up with, because I realize we're going a little over time. Well, I mean, we're kind of going a little long, but
not as long as you guys were.
That's true. We went a little longer.
Oh my God. I had to change clothes.
Jack's, of course, talking about the last episode, but dude, no, we're actually creeping up on that. But what I want to say is this: if I'm understanding this correctly, from what you said about Carousel and now what we're saying, the Sound of Music is the second half of the journey that Carousel sets up. That's the transgression, and the Starkeeper allows him to go back to live it out. And basically, then you flip POVs. Maria walks into the Sound of Music, and suddenly if what you said is correct, this is the captain's chance to make amends for that transgression. So potentially, it's really interesting that Roger and Hammerstein's would do this back to back, huh?
It hadn't occurred to me. And I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
They knew the territory. They knew what a valuable, dramatic situation that is.
Mm.
What a universally human situation it is.
Of course. And not just, and what I think is so brilliant. Now I kind of want to go back and read Carousel so I better understand it. So I hope I know what I'm talking about. But for The Sound of Music, what I found so brilliant is that idea of like, man, like trusting authority too much is a transgression. Abandoning yourself because there's a safety in trusting someone higher than you is a transgression. And perhaps it's like you do that, then you get a second chance to do it differently.
It's true of relationships.
Sure.
It's true of marriage. It's true
everything.
Of everything we're talking about.
Yeah.
If you haven't got that transactional thing going, and if you give over too much power, you never get it back.
Yeah.
And you're not considerable anymore. It's a matter of human dignity.
Yeah.
And sometimes sacrifice. This is a tough show.
Yeah.
Yes, the Von Trapps get out of Austria just in the nick of time.
Yeah.
But the nuns don't. And then wait till you see what I do with that scene.
All right, why don't we wrap it right there? First off, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. The Von Trapps might get out, but the nuns don't.
You can use that.
That's the teaser for your big Kennedy Center performance.
That's
it's just
right.
you on a billboard saying,
That's it.
the Von Trapps get out,
Get
but
out.
the nuns don't.
The nuns don't.
Oh, that's so good. Man, that is an awesome idea with the Maria thing. Like the way you explained it was so great. That's cool. That's really
fun?
cool. Yeah,
so,
dude.
I'm about to go to rehearsal. I can't wait.
Yeah. No,
I can't. This is why I do this. This is why I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's work.
Yeah. No, and I love what you're talking about rebranding it. That's just, because even to echo back last episode with Highest Lowest, it's like kind of what we were talking about, these standards, right? Coming at it with our perspective and doing something unique and interesting. Like there's a place for that. You know what I mean? It's really cool.
But we have to acknowledge when it works.
Yeah.
It's true of Tosca.
Yeah.
It's true of High and Low.
Yeah.
It's true of it's because a great writing has happened.
Yeah.
If there's not a great story, and if you do not know how to take care of that story, you are in deep doo-doo.
Yeah. That's it, man. I'm so excited on these next few episodes because I have a bunch of questions about how you're staging stuff as I was reading, because I was trying to think like how you must be thinking about it. So anyways, that's great. All right, let's wrap up here. Thank you. As always, man, what a great,
my pleasure. I know.
What a great chat. So I look forward to the next one. And so you got this first week of rehearsal. You told me you're going to go back to Connecticut, get some rest, and then you're back on it next week too.
The full company is together next week on Monday.
Amazing.
And that's when I start to do my magic.
Okay. Awesome, man. Well, we can't wait to hear about how the magic is done.
Cool.
All right.
What
amazing.
fun. Thank you. Once again, thanks.
Dude, thank you. And thank you everyone for listening. We love you, Jack, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.